twofold question. What can big businesses do to help, first of all? I'll give you the first part first. Go ahead.
Sure. Well, since we started international aid, the model has been we make money through the traditional, for-profit, profit-maximizing business sector, and we donate that to charity. And we give poor people essentially free goods and services, either by donating large sums or transferring large sums to their governments, or by, running large charitable organizations that provide those goods and services locally.
And forgive me, Leila, the profit part you're talking about are employment agency commissions?
Oh, I just mean, through philanthropy, right, or
Okay.
taxation. And what we've seen, and what Cardinal Turkson said so beautifully, is that, people are really fundamentally empowered through work. Work is the most empowering thing for low-income people. And so when we write them off by seeing them as victims and essentially giving them handouts in some form or another, I think we're writing off their dignity. We're not really seeing them as equal participants in the economy. So I think the beautiful, model behind giving work is that you're giving dignity, you're giving hope, and you're giving a long-term solution to poverty and all of the downstream effects of poverty. So many of the problems that we're trying to fight here in this room are fundamentally rooted in the fact that over 1 billion people are still living on less than $1.25 a day. Over 2 billion people are still living on less than $2.50 a day. The only way to tackle that problem at its root, I think, is to give employment, or in the worst case, some kind of an unrestricted cash transfer, a basic income. And employment is obviously preferable because it's sustainable. So if you want to help as a business leader, and again, Cardinal Turkson said it beautifully, start with your supply chain. How can you hire organizations like Samasource that are providing employment at the bottom of the pyramid? How can you source ethically from distributors in countries that are not just taking all of the margin for themselves? And there are now more and more social enterprises working at the base of the pyramid that partner with large corporations. We started a beauty business. We are the first beauty brand sold at Sephora in the United States, one of the biggest beauty retailers, that is sourcing directly from low-income, fair trade women's cooperatives in East Africa. It's a type of shea butter that we've retailed.
Tell everyone the name of your business.
It's called Lakshmi, LXMI. Based on the Hindu goddess of beauty and prosperity. But we're showing that you can take a raw ingredient that comes from a rural part of East Africa and market it as a luxury product to US consumers and highlight the social impact of what you're doing. And consumers, especially millennials, care deeply about this. We've seen the phenomenon of Warby Parker, the eyeglasses, and Tom's shoes. Millennials are very likely to switch brands to one associated with a good cause. So as business leaders, you have the opportunity to not just donate some percentage of your income to philanthropy, but through the course of doing business, do more good.